Welcome everybody. Good morning USA. Magandang gabi Pilipinas. Oh, I like that sound. Good morning USA. Magandang gabi Pilipinas. Para tayong nasa radio, no? I am excited that we are back on our weekly Eagle Zoom training. And that said, we shall be bringing the top-notch leaders of LifeVantage here to share their knowledge in building their successful LV business and also inspire you with their life-changing journey. So I'm Kai and Greg Hayes here from Austin, Texas, your elite Pro 8 leader, not Pro 7, Pro 8 leader, and always serving you at our best of our ability because we love you, we care about you, and we want you to get to where you want to go. Because each and every one of you has all your goals, and you just let us know what your goals are. And it's only like we're only a phone call, away, so you can reach out to us. May not be like an instant reply, but we will definitely reply to you. Reach out to Greg, reach out to me. So let me properly introduce to you our special guest for tonight, because my goodness, like we were talking about it earlier, that in LifeVantage, we are actually not in the same genealogy. We're actually working cross line with Michael, but because of our LifeVantage culture, guess what? We need to adapt that. We need to practice that in the Philippines market. And we need to fight for that because we cannot allow other MLM companies or people to disrupt our culture. Okay, so Michael Epstein is a fourth-degree black belt master of classical Chinese Kung Fu. Woohoo! And has been in martial arts for, guess what, 56 years. Dang. And he is also a certified holistic health practitioner. Oh, that's why. In the field of massage and exercise therapy for over the last 46 years, and a seasoned musician and triathlete. Oh my goodness, an all-rounded individual indeed. Michael has been married, of course, happily married to his wife Paloma for over 21 years, and they have now two cute little young boys. Not going to be young for the rest of his life, but Micah and Mateo. Oh, that is his love of his life. He's such a family-oriented man, you guys. And one of the main blessings Michael says from saying yes to this industry, network marketing, is that he's one that gets to raise his children. We were just talking about it. Not daycare. He is hands-on 100% with his children. Michael has been in the field of network marketing also for over 30 years, you guys, and has been with LifeVantage for 11 years, just like we do, going 12 years. And he is what's called the Elite Pro 8, just like me and Greg. Michael is one of LifeVantage main influencers and one of the most sought speakers. Michael says he feels so blessed that no matter what our team you are in our company, basically we're all under the same umbrella. Yes, and I totally agree with that. We're one big family, and that's the reason why I get so excited. So you better come to our global conventions and all the events that we have, guys. So here's the topic. So make sure that you have a pen and paper, you guys, because here's our topic. Briefly, Michael is just going to share with us his brief story of why network marketing and why LifeVantage. And then the second would be why income generating activities are important. Okay, putting everything into action whilst learning. Putting everything into action while learning. You don't learn first before you put it into action, but all at the same time, everything in action whilst learning, plugging to events, Zoom trainings, blah, 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 presentations. And then the third is why we all need to focus on achieving Pro 3 rank and help others do the same. Why is Pro 3 rank such a kind of like very, very important rank for you guys to reach, or for your team to reach? Because Michael is going to discuss how you can see the results through rank advancement and getting that Pro 3 right away. And then the fourth is commitment and consistency. Guys, look it up in the dictionary if you really don't know what it means, but make sure you do this. Commit and be consistent. That is the key for 2 to 5 years. Do not quit. Okay, 2 to 5 years, finish the race. He's going to give us some tips on how to set up specific goals and establish a plan, because if you don't have a plan, you're not going anywhere, you guys. There is no plan. There's no goal. All right. And then, of course, if Michael permits it, because we are going to have a Q&A. All right. So perfect, perfect. Take it away, Michael, an amazing human being that I am so much respectful of you. And thank you very much for giving us your time, your valuable time to train our team tonight or this morning. All right. Take it away. It's all on you now, Michael.
Well, thank you very much, Kai and Greg. And thank you for having this opportunity for your friends and family and business partners in LifeVantage. You know, it's like, this is a true blessing. And thank you for that introduction. And yes, I'll highlight a little bit more about my background. And, you know, we were just talking a few moments ago that my children do not know what it's like to have a daddy that goes to work. Daddy works from anywhere my cell phone is. That's the beautiful aspect of what we offer with this company, with this industry of network marketing. But I'm not putting it up on the screen, but I'll show you a couple of photos. You see the photos behind me, and that's my family. And here's a couple months ago, this is when we had gone to Disneyland. The bigger one here, he's 4.5, and he'll be 5 in August. His name is Mateo. And the little guy, I call him my little pistol, man. This guy was, neither one of these were born with off switches, but this little one, man, he's a total pistol. And he's 2.5. He'll be 3 in October. And that's Micah. And my wife here, my rock, my support of almost 22 years, that's Paloma. And you know, what's interesting is when we first got married, she told, right after, she goes, you know, if you do one of these network marketing things, you know, I'm done. I don't like it, you know, and you're wasting your time and you're wasting my time. But when she looked at our ABC investigative report, everything flipped, and we're in October will be 12 years. Here's another picture of the little guys. You know, I didn't think, I thought I knew what life was about until these guys came into my life, because I had no idea what I didn't know. And they can take your breath away like crazy. And she talked about, you see me on that one photo there. I'm a musician. I play guitar and I play drums, but this is me. I'm pretty well known in the industry of martial arts. This is just one pose. I was doing a demonstration. That's a 6-foot spear. And I love the martial arts. I absolutely love the martial arts. I've also been a massage therapist for 47 years, you know, and here's the thing. If I have a body on my table, I'm making money. If I have a student in front of me, I'm making money. And by the way, I also studied eskrima, or arnis, which is the Filipino martial arts. And I should have pulled up the photo. I have a photo of myself with Guru Dan Inosantos, if you ever heard of him. And he's the Grand Master of Grandmasters of the Arnis system of martial arts. And, you know, having the ability to put yourself in a position where you're not trading time for money, when you could make money when you're sleeping, that's leveraged income. Because when I was doing massage or when I was teaching martial arts, when I was doing either one of those aspects, I was making money. When I wasn't doing it, I wasn't making any money. So, you know, why network marketing? And a brief story. Leveraged income. That's why. We used to call it residual income. But if you really think of the word residual means leftovers. This isn't a leftover industry. Leveraged income means that it creates a foundational support for you. And what it's doing, it's giving you choices. How do you get there? You have a dream. You have a massive dream and a burning desire to achieve that dream. Now, most of you that are on here right now have I don't like using the word sacrifice, but you've given up other things to be on this where you could be doing something else. I think it's 10 o'clock at night in the Philippines right now. So, some people could be sleeping or doing other things. But what's important, and this is just my thoughts and how I share with people, I'm in gratitude of being able to put myself in the position of Pro 8. If you want to know what a Pro 8 makes, go look at our income disclosure. And if you look at that and you figure, how many massages or martial arts classes do you think I need to teach in order to be able to make that? See, we're creating choices, and if we want choices in our life, this is a giver's gain. We have to help create choices in other people's lives. So I'm a really advocate for dream boards. And I'm going to show you, it's on a paper, but this is from a while ago. This will blow your mind there, Kai and Greg. Now, as you look close, you can tell that this is from a while ago. Look at the Mercedes over here, how old it is. And I learned this when I was working with a guy, and I think I have someone on here that may be here, but I worked with a guy named Kevin Trudeau from a long time ago. And this is one of the aspects that he helped me work with many, many years ago. But I look, and I'm showing you this so you have an idea of how to do this. And I look at this every day. The only thing between you and a goal, you have challenges, you have ups and downs constantly. But if your focus is on that goal, and when you fall down, you keep getting up and going back towards it, you're going to get the goals. So everything on this thing came true. I mean, I wanted to have a child. This was again like 20 years ago. Didn't have a child until almost 5 years ago. And this is celebrating, income growth. I love teaching in groups. I love giving the lessons. I wanted to someday be able to make $250,000 in a year. And I'm like, how in the world am I going to be able to do that? Look at the computers. I wanted a computer. I wanted nice clothes. I wanted to be able to travel. Mostly everything came true on that. And I'm going to show you the updated version of it. And I have it. If you look, you can see it. It's sitting right here. And that's usually sitting right across my desk. And I look and I'll stand in front of it. And I visualize everything on there. When I did this, we had one child. And if you look closely, there's 2 children jumping into this pool. Look, it says, "You got this." I'm a musician. This is part of my music studio, but this is the music studio I want to build. I live in a 3-car garage, nice big house, but this is a 5-car garage that supports an RV. I have a Corvette below me, but I want the brand new Corvette right here. I want to eventually own a helicopter over here, and it says, it says true. It's mine now. I give back. I owe nothing to the IRS. Action. Healthy eating. I went vegan, plant-based. And so the great thing to do with this is to sit with your family or by yourself and start cutting out words and phrases in a magazine. Go on the internet and find different words, find different photos that align with you. Create your own in Word and start pasting it on a board. And my board is, it's this big. And so when you stand in front of the board and you look at the board, what ends up happening, it starts solidifying. It's like putting seeds in your brain and your soul and your spirit and your heart. And you start building and building and building on this thing. Then when someone looks at you in this business and goes, "No, I'm not interested in one of those things," you think, well, I was just meditating on my dream board. So at least I said yes to you and thank you for anything like that. So make it fun. Thought processes have to be fun. So define your dream. Have not a burning desire to achieve that dream, but a massive burning desire to achieve that dream. Be willing to do what most people aren't willing to do, like getting up earlier or staying up later. And you will have what most will never have. and be willing to transmit your energy. Remember this phrase right here, because this is still about the why of network marketing. We become what we think about. And think of the average person, guys. What do they think about? They think about negative things. They think negative thoughts. Do you think that they create the synergy in their body, in their mind, in their heart, in their soul, a healthy, positive living mind, a lifestyle? Mostly no. You have to dig that well deep within your soul to be able to, when you recognize a negative thought, take that negative thought and say, you know what? I don't own you anymore, and give it to God, because God will grant you. When you give yourself that permission to think of what you desire and don't let negative thoughts filtrate that, the more you start incorporating that positive mental thought, your life will shift. So, number one, define your dream. Number two, have that massive burning desire. Be willing to do what most aren't willing to do. And your belief has to be without doubt. So, how you feel is so important. It's not the words that you say, it's how you say what you say that makes it so important. You know, why LifeVantage? You know, we are the biggest kept secret. The network marketing industry is a $200 billion industry that pays on an average of 40% back to people. And I want to show you something. And if you see this, if you look at this at traditional life, the average person, they go to school for 20 years, if you will, high school, a few years of college. And then what people end up doing, and Kai was talking about this in the beginning, they 40 to 50 years in a career that most of the time people don't like. Do you know that 85% of the people that work can't stand what they're doing, but they don't give themselves permission to get out? So they work 40 to 50 years. And when they turn, God, 65, I think, is a really old age, you know. Actually, guess what? In August, I will be 65 years old. So I'm part of this statistic. I don't feel 65, but I'm going to be 65. I'm already applying in a week. I'm applying for Medicare, which is really, really something. But when people get to 65 and they go to retire, then they have to live on 40% of what they can barely live on their full amount of money anyways. What do? That's why they end up being at Walmart going, welcome to Walmart. Can I get you a cart? Do you really want to be like that? Most people really don't, but they don't know what else to do. They don't understand the culture of network marketing, but especially the culture of LifeVantage. But what happens, now look at the bottom part of this right here. You still go to school for 20 years, let's say, but you put yourself in a position for 5 to 10 years and earn while you learn. Just imagine in a 10-year span, you could put yourself in a place of making 5, 10, 15, 20, 50 $1,000 a month? Is it possible? Absolutely. Go look at the Master Pro 10 rankings of what they can make. $100,000 a month. How would you be able to bless other people's lives with that? So that's the difference between leveraged income and linear income. And you know that 95% of the people that work linear income can't even afford to retire at 65. So we have, with our activation the ability to flip the switch within ourselves. We're not a company, guys, that just come out with products to throw it at people. Oh, now we got a new product. Now we got a new product. Now we got a new product. In our industries of gut health, brain health, eye health, heart health, skin health, pet health, energy, our axio health, nobody comes close to what we have. When you have something that everybody needs, and have the science that everybody wishes they can have to be able to flip the switch within your cells, that's the magic. That's why LifeVantage is so different. Nobody has the science that we do. Nobody has something that says that it's scientifically proven to extend lifespan by 7%. And that's through a 10-year study. Nobody has something that is scientifically proven to be able to reduce the oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days in 99.99999% of the people. Nobody has that. And guess what? We do. We have that in our back pocket. So we are so different. So when it comes to generating activities and action, what are we supposed to do? How do we approach people? So, one of the things that I've learned to be able to master over many years, and which I work with a lot of people on individual basis, of how do you approach somebody? I know some people that say, you know what, I can't, nobody will talk to me. You have to change your thought process and everything. But what I like saying is, when you talk to somebody, now I'm not a chess player, but think of a chess game. If you're a chess player, in a chess game, you're thinking 3 and 4 and 5 movements ahead. You're not thinking of the next move. So your goal when you speak to somebody is to get their information, get their telephone number. That's the best thing. The next best thing is their email or their Instagram or their Facebook, so you can get a hold of them in Messenger. And create curiosity in a conversation with someone. And for me, what I use is my age. I'll create a conversation because I'm thinking at the end result, I want to be able to get someone's phone number, if you will, or their information to share this. So I'll say, yeah, I'm a dad. I'll create the conversation to say that I'm a dad. I have a 2-year-old and 4-year-old. And I'll say to them, guess my age. And they'll look at me, believe it or not. And some of you might think I'm lying, but I'm not. But here I am. I'll create the conversation for someone to say, because I'll say, I have 2 kids, 2.5 and 4.5. I'll go, guess my age. And I do it like a game-ish thing. They'll go, 45 years old. And I'll go, 40 or 39. They go, oh man, I'm so sorry. And I go, actually, I'm 64, just turning 65. And they'll go, what? And I'll go, yeah. And so what do you think they're going to say to me? You're right. What's your secret? And I'll say, you know what? I actually do have a secret. I have some information that has the ability to flip the switch and shift cellular aging and alter DNA. I don't ask their permission. I say, give me your number, or give me your I'm going to send you a text right now. What's your number? And I just pick up my phone. What's your number? I'm going to send you some information that may resonate with you. And if it does, we'll have a conversation. But you know what? Even though I really don't know you, I think that, there's a reason why people meet in life. And I would love to share this information. Will you do that for me? I asked them, will you do that for me? And 98% of the time they go, absolutely. That's how I've been able to generate a lot of people. So create curiosity, make a friend, find their pain. What does that mean? People are in pain mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. And when you say, listen, when you find their pain in the conversation, remember that chess game, you're finding out, that you hit a button on them. You say, you know what, Steve or Tom, I may have a solution for what you're going through. Do you mind if I share some information with you that may align right with what you're going through? Would that be okay? Great. Give me your number. What's the best time to contact you to send this? And guys, don't just send them the information and forget about it. Create that urgency that you know that they're going to look at this information and do the follow-up. And what's one of the most important things on the follow-up is third-party validation. Remember, earn while you learn in this. And how do you do that? You attend the events. You attend the local meetings. You attend the weekly calls or Zooms that are happening. You attend LifeVantage Academy and on Zoom or in your local areas. And some people drive hundreds of miles to go to the LifeVantage Academy. And what about the big one that's coming up in June 17th and 18th? Activate 2022. I'll tell you guys, there's going to be some information that you will need to have a seatbelt because it's going to knock your socks off on where this company is heading. Look, again, we have something that every single human being and animal absolutely needs with the science to prove it. And it's in our back pockets, in our almost $250 million publicly traded debt-free company, in your back pocket. And we, with our corporate staff that we have now, we are shooting for $1 billion. You can either participate in it or watch it go by. But I know that we have many people on this call right now, and whoever listens to the recording, taking the time to be part of this. That means that you want change. You want a desire of difference. The person in the front of the room is the one that makes more money. But listen, if you are afraid to be in front of the room currently, or you don't feel that you're in that place, you utilize people like Kai or myself. You utilize the system to be in your back pocket. Be a deliberate thinker. Be intentional with everything to do of everything that you're doing. Be in action and plug into our system. Again, the team meetings. This is so important. The company events, the weekly calls, the Zooms, the LVAs, Activate 2022, also the Vision Summit that the company is hosting at our corporate office on the second weekend of every month for free. Just get there. It's amazing. And mostly is our global event that's happening in Phoenix, Arizona in October. And remember, guys, if somebody gets in on an elite pack, they get that global ticket for free. They get a year of education from our company for free for a year. That's all part of that package. They get activation products that change your life, their life, and other people's in the future. So it's very important to be intentional, to be part of those trainings. To achieve Pro 3, I want you to think about this. Pro 3 is $5,000 of overall group volume, balanced group volume a month. And people will copy what you do. They'll do what you do, if you will. If you come in on a Premier Pack, someone says, hey, how did you get in? Well, I came in on a Premier Pack. Well, I'll do the same thing. Remember, our business in the box is only $50. The products that we get is part of our tools that we're going to use anyways. So why not get in at the Elite Pack? It's $9.99. That way you get the ticket to the events. It's like $2,000 worth of products and education for $1,000. You can't beat that. So when you come in on an Elite Pack, you already have 1,000 points right there, or 850 points. You buy another $150 worth of points and you come in and then you become a Pro 1. That's pretty solid. And if you share and plug people into the system, get with the person that enrolled you and start building that platform. And if you could bring, let's say that you talk to 20 people. And somebody, well, that's a lot of people. No, it isn't. It's worth it to you. Be willing to do what most aren't. Be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And let me say that again, because so many people are, I'm fine. Be comfortable to be uncomfortable and be willing to do what most are not willing to do, and you'll have what most will never have. And I'm a living example of that. And so you get this in front of 3 people and they say out of 20 that say yes to an elite pack. Now you're at 4,000 in volume. And then you get some other people that say, you know what, I'm not interested in the business right now, but I'm interested in becoming a customer. You know that the average person that hits the rank of Pro 3, they stay in for at least 47 months. A, their products are free. B, and I think the average income of a Pro 3 is around $600 a month. That pays for your product, and that pays for your time, and maybe a trip, or maybe gasoline, where here in California it's $7 a gallon. It's substantial. So that I hit Pro 3 in my first 2 months in this business, and I hit the rank of Pro 5, which is $20,000 of overall volume, in under 5 months. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. So there are people that have hit higher ranks in a short period of time because they were extremely intentional. So move towards the incentives as well. So we have a trip to Croatia. It's 250 points. It still goes to the end of June. And I hit that a couple months back. And how did I do it? I just did the correct activity. That's it. I didn't change the platform, what I was already doing. And I kept doing the same things. And as I was doing it, I accumulated points, and I got well over 300 points already. And it just happened. So that's what's so important about hitting that foundational rank. And if you help 3 others get on auto ship of 200 points, and you help them hit that, we have another program called the MVP. We have a bronze, a silver, and a platinum, I believe, and that you get bonuses and you get gifts and so forth like that. We have something to shoot for as well as Pro 5 Summit. The company will pay for your entire trip and educate you in the mountains in Utah. It's amazing. And when you get to the elite level, the company sends you every year. We just got back from Hawaii in January for a week that the company takes care of everything. Who doesn't want free vacations? Who doesn't want an increase of revenue into your pocket every single month after month after month? Because there is no cap on it. So the third thing that I wanted, or the fourth thing, is your commitment. That's vital. You had to make a commitment to do whatever you're doing to get where you are. And if you didn't make that commitment, would you be where you are? So shift your thought process. Plan your work and work your plan. Let me say that again. Plan your work, understand your idea, create that foundation of knowing what your dream is, have that massive burning desire to achieve that dream, then work that plan. When things get in the way, it's okay, because you just get knocked down. Muhammad Ali said, you know, the only way you lose is by not getting back up. Someone says, you know, I got a birthday party with my kids next Saturday. Can you come? You know, and all of a sudden there's a LifeVantage Academy or there's an Elite Academy. What do? I'll tell you what you do. You say, you know what, thanks, but I'm building my dream right now. I'm going to send a gift, okay? Because if you go to that party and you miss the event, you miss a lot more than just an event. You know, again, I want you to give yourselves a round of applause just for being here right now. That's for you guys. Be consistent. If you go to the gym, some people say, you know, I got a gym membership. Yeah. And they're not in the shape that they wish they were. Yeah, I go to the gym every morning and I sit outside for an hour and I drink my coffee. I saw a video, a meme the other day, and the guy said, my doctor told me to spend an hour on the treadmill every day. And it shows a picture of him sleeping on a treadmill. It's really funny. Hope is not a strategy. Hope is not a strategy. I want you to think of that. Hope is a desire. Hope is when you're intentional. The world is conspiring for you to be the best version of yourself. So don't alter that. And fear, my friends, fear is a lie. And a new dear friend of mine gave me the acronym of EGO. And that means exiting God out. So let your ego go. Our mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open. So trust our system. Be a great listener. And mindset is everything. Have an unstoppable mindset. Know your game. Do it for yourself. Help others achieve that dream. And do it long enough. And eventually your dreams will be that reality. So, and it's not what we think about, it's how we think about what we think about. So with that, I hope that that makes sense to you guys. I want you all to know that I'm here to help you guys in each and every way. And I only know a couple of you on here, but I love you all and you're all part of my family. So I am Michael Epstein. I am a grateful Pro 8 with our beautiful LifeVantage company, and I'm here to answer any questions that you may have. And thank you, Greg and Kai, for thinking enough of me to come here and share my story and help train you guys. And see the little thing behind my little thing? Give yourselves permission to be free. Thank you.
Wow. Be free. Wow, that was a great message. Michael, such an amazing training you have right now. So detailed, so smooth and suave, and you did it in a very, very wonderful, very, very simple, but truthful, you know, very bold and precise. And I am sure that our viewers right now has, yes, a great story as well. That's right, Eman.
Thank you.
And you know, guys, that's why he is a fourth degree black belt, because he's such an outstanding teacher, you guys. He, in a nutshell, he just really itemized all the things, all the right principles and behaviors that we ought to follow. It's so simple, so we do not complicate things. So right now, let's take a deep dive and also get to know Michael even more better. I'm going to open this up for Q&A. So who wants to start? Don't be shy.
Yeah, I want to say that you might be sitting there going, man, I don't want to ask it because it might be a silly question or the word stupid question. There is no stupid questions. And I'll tell you another thing is that someone might be wanting to ask the same question. So I don't care what the question is. Please step up. Right now is the time to ask anything you'd like. Don't be vulnerable. Vulnerability is power. Remember that.
Yes. You know what, Michael? It's funny. I know for sure there's a lot of questions in their minds, but you know how it is. They're so shy to ask, and they might think it's silly. But guys, even if it's in Tagalog, take it away, because I can basically translate it. Okay, so let's kick it off. Okay, fear of inviting people. That's the most common. Michael.
Well, don't let fear be your factor. So let me ask you this question. You're in a building. Let me ask you this first before I say this. Let's say that there's a 6-foot plank from right here, and you have to walk across that fear, that you have to walk across this platform that's on the ground that's 30 feet long and it's 6 feet wide. Okay. And remember, fear, the acronym, false evidence appearing real. Fear isn't real. It's how you perceive it. So again, think of this platform that's on the ground and it's 6 feet wide. It's very wide. You have do you think you can run 30 feet on that 6-foot platform that's on the ground? And you're going to say, yes, of course you can. You're not going to fall. So now I want you to think of taking that same 6, and usually I only say it's 3 feet, but I'm giving you the benefit of doubt. It's 6 feet wide. We're taking that same thing and putting it up. There's a building here and there's a building here, and they're 30 feet away from one another. And we're taking it up 25 stories. Now you're up 100 plus feet, 200 feet or whatever it is up in the air. Now it's that same platform that you just walked across the ground, no problem. Would you go from one end of the building to the next building on that 6-foot platform? I'll bet you're thinking, you're probably getting scared thinking of it. Oh no, I'm not going to go from one building to the next. I'm too high up. But you just ran across it on the ground, right? So the fear is controlling you. What is it? False evidence appearing real. Now, let's say, for example, you have a loved one that's in a burning building on the other end of that 6-foot platform 30 feet away, and you need to go from this one building over to the next building to get your loved one. Would you allow your fear to overrule saving someone that you love? The answer is absolutely not. Your intention, your dynamic focus would kick in. You'd go straight across that platform, grab your loved one, and come straight back across and not even think about it. False evidence appearing real. Don't allow fear to be your factor. That's why it's so important to know what your dream is, to be willing to do whatever it takes to get those dreams. Taste that dream, feel that dream, think about it when you wake up, think about it during your day. And when you call somebody, you're gifting somebody some information. If you don't give them this information, you're taking away from them. I hope that answers that question.
Wow, that was powerful. And in addition to that, what Michael said is that maybe we need to ask, why are you guys fearing? Because you're fearing to get rejected? Well, what's going to happen if you get rejected? Because we are focusing on the results. That's why we get to have this fear, because we're focusing on, oh, they're going to reject us, or they're going to reject us. But guys, they're not rejecting us. They're rejecting their future, actually. And you have to have that always that the attitude that some SW, some will, some won't, so what, someone else will. So it's okay to get rejected. They don't see it, you know. They don't, not all people see things the way we do. So if you get rejected, nothing's gonna happen. You're not gonna get ugly. You're not gonna get poor. Actually, you're gonna get poor if you guys are not going to invite and be ready for rejection, because one invite might might lead to something really beautiful. You never know what that person can do to your business, right? So that's fantastic. So just practice, practice, practice. More questions is from Jennifer Tutanes. More ways about how to do effective follow-ups.
How to do effective follow-ups? That's a great question. You know, journal, write their names down. You know, our iPhones have, it tracks everything, your text messages. um, Make sure that you know when you contact somebody, and ask people permission. And if someone says, if you say, I have this information, I would really love for you to see. Well, I don't have time now. And they just send it to me and I'll watch it when I can. Have the urgency and say, Steve, I just want you to know that this information is so important. I want to know when you watch it or when you see this so I can follow up properly with you. Is that okay? Ask people for their permission to say, is it okay if I follow up with you? You're a person of your word, right, Steve? Well, I want to make sure that I follow up with you, okay? I'm going to send you a couple other things. And Eric Worre, his great words of wisdom, what if I would you? If I were to send you some information, would you watch it? And if so, when? What time? So I know that I can follow up, and then follow up and have people in the wings to do a third-party validation with you. And it doesn't have to be always your upline. I only have three people above me. I've got Sharice Matthews, Carrie Dickey, and Stu Brody, then the company. So what I do is I reach out to my cousins like Kai, or I reach down into my organization, or in somebody else's organization down. And even a Pro One or a new distributor can be very powerful because they have a story. Remember, stories sell. Facts tell, but stories sell. And I do everything I can to follow up and follow through, And 2 days ago, I met a woman, and I know you guys are going to find out who this woman is. And she's a young lady. And I met her at a new Amazon Fresh that just opened. And I created a conversation with her. And when I mentioned the word, and what an amazing energy this lady has, I mentioned the word biohacking. And she goes, oh my God, I was just listening to Tony Robbins about biohacking. I want to learn about that. Well, yesterday I drove up to San Pedro, which is over an hour away from me. And she is a new Pro One today. She signed up yesterday. And she's very intentional, but I followed up. She said, would you come out to San Pedro? And I didn't go, nah, that's too far. I said, of course I will. I was intentional. I followed up. I called her afterwards. And just, the people. Think of this as well with your follow-up. Who would you like to travel the world with? Because, the conventional person that has a cubicle with people on the right and left of you, they can't stand being next to these people. You're a number and you're a cog in a wheel. You're creating your lifestyle. Isn't it worth for you to follow up? And all you're doing is asking permission and asking questions to people. And let them answer it. Not everybody's at a high noon. Not everybody's going to be a distributor. Only less than 20% of the people in our company, period, are distributor based. Most of them are customers. People want to be customers. Let them be customers. Let them fit in, get in where they fit in. Let them try the activation, because once they do, and then if they stop taking it, they're going to know that something had changed with them. That Tri-Synergizer, that's the biggest kept secret. So say, listen, I have a secret. I'd love to share it with you. When do you have time to take a listen to something? What's it about? It has to do with flipping the switch within ourselves. Let me ask you a question, Steve. If you had the ability to be the best version of yourself health-wise, how would that be for you? Then zip the lip and listen to what they say. That's the magic. Hope that makes sense for that follow-up.
Wow. Thank you, Michael. That was truly great. Next question would be, if you are a Pro 3 last month and not able to be a Pro 3 this month, will you still enjoy the privilege of a Pro 3? Only one leg is moving and got 9,000 OV.
So I'm a perfect example of that. But let's take it a little ahead. My highest volume in 1 month was $2.6 million. I'm a Pro 8. $2.6 million because I have 2 Pro 10s in one leg, almost 3. So when you have one big leg, be in gratitude, be thankful, because that one big leg is a rock for you. So I have one huge leg, obviously, but another leg that is very strong. And then I have a lot of smaller legs. So think of the longevity of where you are in this company. Think of a bag of M&Ms. The bag of M&Ms has blue M&Ms, yellow M&Ms, red M&Ms, brown M&Ms, and green M&Ms. But the blue ones are your golden ticket, if you will. And every time you pull out an M&M, it's a brown one. They're not interested in anything, but I talk to them. You take out a yellow one. Oh, the yellow one is a customer. Put it over here. Another yellow one. Another brown one. Another brown one. But you're talking to people. See, your odds go up every time you talk to someone. Don't think of the end result. Think of the journey. And you go through that bag. You might go through 50 of those M&Ms until you find that blue M&M. And I believe I found a blue M&M 2 days ago. Now, let me tell you, between the last time I enrolled a blue M&M, and if I have any distributors on this Zoom here, you just know that maybe you haven't had your high noon just yet, but it's been a while since I went from one blue M&M to another. But you know what I don't do? I don't give up. I didn't get, like Kai said, I didn't become a 4th degree master of Chinese Kung Fu overnight. Let me tell you, I have been knocked down so many times, I can't even tell you. But I never didn't get back up. And the same with this. Don't think that Kai and I haven't been knocked down, and her amazing husband, Greg. We get knocked down. We've had adversities in many things. We've watched the company go through a lot of changes, but we haven't given up. So that's the only way you lose out. It's okay that you got one leg and you haven't gotten the other legs to get yourselves to Pro 3 this month. Look, I'm not Pro 9 yet. I didn't go, man, my legs didn't get the Pro 9, forget it. No, I will do this as long as it takes until I get to Elite Pro 9, until I get to Master Pro 11, Master Pro 10, until I get to eventually Executive Master Pro 10. And we don't even have a Presidential Master Pro 10 yet, which is a huge feat, but it's okay. It's the journey. It's the lives that you are changing that helps change your life. Think of your environment. So I hope that answers the question. And I love you all.
Wow. Thank you, Michael, for all this wonderful training and knowledge that you have passed on to our team. And thank you, team, for being here, for being hungry for training, because that is actually what's going to get you to where you're going. And I hope that you have written down a lot of notes and take these notes. Thank you, and we love you, Philippines, and also our USA distributor. Thank you very much. It's into action, okay? Into action. So with that said, we hit our 1 hour. Thank you, Michael. Thank you very much for your strong leadership and your inspiration for today. We owe you, buddy. And Greg and I are so much thankful for your being our special guest for today. And everyone else, thank you. We will see you again next Saturday.
I want to thank you again. And if you say you owe me, here's how you owe me. Go out and build your dreams. Go out and be that best version of yourself. Go out and be intentional. Don't allow fear to be your factor. And I challenge all of you, you want to owe me? Go out and make a new friend today. Find their pain and create a relationship and show them that you've got something that may or may not change their lives, and enroll someone's heart into yours. Be that influencer. I'm not saying go out and enroll somebody into your business just to get somebody in the business. That's not what this is about. This is a relationship business. Build that relationship and allow the universe to take over. And before you know it, you'll be building your own bigger LifeVantage family. So thank you again for having me on here. And for those that are new to this, just be happy on this journey of our LifeVantage family. And God bless to all of you. Thank you.
Amen. Amen. Thank you for blessing us today, Michael. And see you soon. Ciao, everyone.